I feel like I disappointed some people along the road. I can't pinpoint it, but I know I'm the bad guy in somebody's story somewhere. Because I'm not the person that I am today though. So like if you're watching this and I did you some type of way, I apologize. Not like for real though, because I didn't know the things that I know now, how like what I do. All right, what's good, everybody? It's your host, Pernell. I'm back here with the 3Sixty5Podcast, and today I got my guest, Caleb Streat, aka Dub.
Yo.
How you feeling, Dub?
Feeling good. Another day living life.
Appreciate you for coming on the show, man.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Caleb Streat, Cincinnati, Ohio, starting corner at Tift University. He's also all conference. And I know in the past how I do these segments, I do the intro and then we go into a little bit deeper about the person, but today we're going to do it a little bit different. We're going to go into the deeper meaning behind everything. Really, we're going to tap into those deep thoughts that I know a lot of y'all have on a day-to-day basis, so we can share those with y'all. So first off, with you in football, I know you have a long journey and a long road, and even outside of football, do you feel like you've disappointed some people somewhere along the way?
Definitely. Looking back at my life, I feel like I had a lot of mistakes growing up for sure. I know it's been some nights. My mom, like she's my rock, so I disappointed her so many times. There's been times I wanted to quit. There's been times I wanted to stop playing. There's been times I got in trouble, like almost went to jail. I'm gonna dive into that, like, so I was dumb, I ain't gonna lie. So I almost went to jail because I crashed my car.
When was this though?
This was freshman year of college. So you gonna laugh because it's stupid. So I crashed my car, and I'm so scared. I'm like, bro, I can't even tell people. Like, I'm trying to hide it. Like, you know, I was very immature. So I call the police. Boom. I tell them, I don't know what happened. Like, somebody hit my car. Like, I don't know what happened. And so they had cameras. Like, you feel me? Like, just stupid. Just trying to run away from my problem. So they had cameras at where I was at. Checked the cameras. And they was like, basically, they said it was a false car accident. And so basically he said, we can handcuff you right now and take you to jail. I'm like, bro, I ain't never been in jail, bro. Like, what are you talking about? And so that's one time out of many times that really stuck out, and my mom was disappointed. Because it was more the fact that, like, why are you lying? You don't even have to.
So how did you feel, like, in yourself? Was you like, dang, like, I really messed up, and then you, like, as you reflect on it? Or is it now that you just reflecting on it?
Now it's like, yeah, I messed up. Back then, I did not care.
That's crazy.
Back then, I didn't care because that was at the time of my point. Like, I didn't care about football. I didn't care about anything going on.
I feel like that's kind of how a lot of freshmen come into college, though. You're trying to have fun, and then you lose sight of what really mattered at the same time. But I know for me, I feel like I disappointed some people along the road. I can't pinpoint it, but I know I'm the bad guy in somebody's story somewhere. Because I'm not the person that I am today, though. So, like, if you're watching this and I did you some type of way, I apologize. Not like for real though, because I didn't know the things that I know now, how like what I do can affect people and stuff like that, because I'm just when I was younger, I was in the moment. I'm only 20, but when I was younger, I was in the moment and I wasn't thinking. But like I said, I'm the bad guy in somebody's story somewhere. You can't be perfect, but that was when I was growing and I was learning to grow.
I feel like everybody a bad guy in somebody's story though. It just like, cause for some reason it's you still genuine though, if that makes sense. Yeah. Even if you feel like you were a bad guy, but you still had a good heart. Yeah. Your actions wasn't meant to hurt them.
Yeah, I don't think it was ever like that for me. I don't think I've always been the best friend to people that I am now. I think I've always been solid, but like I could have been doing more than I was. I thought that just me being your friend was good enough. But I think when I started to mature, like later in high school, I was definitely becoming a better person. That's when I was reflecting on like, yeah, I probably should have did this different. And then I was too stubborn to apologize, even though I did wrong to somebody. So that's what I'm trying to do and not right my wrong. So yeah.
I feel that. I definitely feel that.
You feel like you always been a good friend to people?
We all make mistakes. We definitely all make mistakes. But like I said, I feel like I was always and still am a genuine person. I feel like even if I did something wrong, it wasn't try to hurt your feelings or try to demean you or anything. It came from a good heart. It definitely came from a good heart. And
bouncing off that, so when do you feel like you did like kind of start maturing, like separating yourself from the crowd, because you're not the same person you were your freshman year when you had like the car crash or whatever the case was?
So it started COVID year. I feel like COVID year was probably one of the best years of my life, just for the fact of everything stopped. So before COVID, like I said, I was not trying to do anything. I was about to quit football. I was about to say, like, I really was about to go to the Army because I don't even like Army stuff. That's how my mind was. Like,
I would say that's not even you, bro.
You feel me? Like, I was really messed up. And so when COVID happened, it made me sit down and actually breathe and figure out who I am as a person, as an individual. And it helped me a lot. So coming back to Tiffin, it was I was a different person. For sure. I still had fun. I still did what I had to do, but at the same time, I was more relaxed, more chill, more willing to be friendly, open. I was very antisocial back then. A lot of people can.
Yeah, I'm about to say, like, I'm the same way. I'm the thoughts on myself, because I know, and it's a good thing that we realizing this stuff as we're young, though, because I know a lot of people that's pushing 30 that still haven't matured mentally and trying to see what they did wrong or where they went wrong and move on from that. Yeah. And it's like,
that's too late.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. It's late now, but it's never too late though to get back on track. That's what I'm.
Okay, yeah. That makes
it's not too late.
30 is crazy.
Don't.
30 is crazy.
Hey, don't listen to him. But like like I said, when you was approaching that part of your mind for the maturing stage, I feel like you have to unlearn some stuff that you've been doing for so long subconsciously, because if you keep doing like the wrong things over and over again subconsciously, it's not affecting you no type of way, because those are things that you learn to do, but now you got to unlearn those things to make yourself better, because those things that you learned in the past might not always benefit your future.
No, for sure. So I got a question for you. So when you started maturing and everything, what are things that you figured out you had to unlearn? Like, really? What are bad habits that you had that you was like, nah, I can't keep going with this?
Really, like, my anger. I feel like I was so quick to anger with a lot of things, and like, I would say somebody could probably do the smallest thing, and I'm just like, I'm never gonna be cool with you forever. And it was never that deep to begin with, and I feel like I matured from my anger and from a selfish standpoint. Like, everybody that we got some type of selfish in us, that's natural because we human. But I feel like I'm probably one of the most selfless people, not to toot my own horn, but that I know, because I'm willing to give my last or whatever to a person who might not even do that for me.
Yeah.
So
I feel that.
Do you know people like that you feel like you would give your last to them?
I ain't gonna say no names, but
I feel it.
Definitely. I feel like it's been some people that I went over and beyond for, and they actually wasn't reciprocated, for sure.
Do you regret that?
Nah, I really don't. Because at the end of the day, they gonna realize that I always had a good heart. Like, that's one thing my mom always taught me. Like, be the person you are. Never be nobody else, but always have a good heart. Always be genuine. Because the real gonna understand and the real gonna know.
No, that's facts. Like, at the end of the day, like, if you cool with yourself and you know you played your role, you played your part, I feel like that should be good enough for you to go to sleep at night. Like you can't lose no sleep over that because everybody gonna do what they want to do at the end of the day. No matter how you take it, how you tell them what's going on, and how you feel about some stuff. But
and every time, it's so crazy because every time somebody either do something wrong or they just not being genuine, they always spin back.
Because they know.
Every time in my life, they always spin back, and it's like, all right. I mean, I'll be cordial with you, but at the same time, I can't go down that road again.
I think that's kind of what you were saying earlier when you were saying like it's too late when we was talking about how you approaching 30 or whatever, and then, but it's more so it's too late because I moved on and now I'm doing something different, and you can accept that apology, but I wouldn't ever recommend letting that person back into your life because they could have changed, but that baggage can still come with it though. From the previous whatever happened with them. But I know you wanted to ask me some questions about.
Nah, I definitely did. So me being a football player, I'm gonna tell you the background. So as a younger dude, I wanted to be a hooper. I ain't never wanted to play football like that. Of course, my dad made me. I tried to quit. He still made me. But
I feel like everybody always used to want to be a hooper though.
I feel like I was the best hooper ever here.
Yeah, he is probably.
Nah, but I always wanted to know. You told me earlier that you been playing football since first grade, and I know everybody has dreams of being in the league and aspirations of being in the league. So when you finally said, "Nah, football isn't for me," how did you deal or cope with the fact that like that dream was not gonna ever happen for you?
I mean, it really ties into when I first came into college football. It wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. Plus, my freshman year was canceled because of COVID. We practiced all winter long or whatever, and then the coach that recruited me ended up leaving, which kind of hurt me and everybody else a little bit because we had that great relationship, and I was really expecting to be able to play, and then we had a new coach come in who he did me dirty plenty of times, and I feel like I was probably the most positive person about it because I used to have everybody in the meetings afterwards be like why you don't like your, and I never really understood that, and I'm gonna give you a short little story time about that. As there was a guy that was on my team, and I used to drive him wherever he needed to go, pick him up to wherever he needed to go, and one day he was sitting in the coach's office, and we used to have like those DB quizzes that you had to turn in before the games or whatever, and the door was open, and I was sitting outside like in a little waiting area, and I heard him talking about me. He was like, "Yeah, Brian did finish the quiz, blah, blah, blah," like trying to get me in trouble or a punishment or something. And
the same dude that you...
and gave me my meal swipes, whatever. Like I said, I give you my last or whatever. That's just the type of person I am, even if you never gave me nothing.
See, that's crazy.
And I heard that, and of course I'm upset about it, so I'm like, why are you talking about me for to the coach? And the coach already knew that I didn't do the DB quiz.
Yeah.
Me and him already established that. And next thing you know, then the coach taking his side, and then he kicked me out the office for feeling some type of way about it. And I come back, and that's when I knew I kind of wanted to transfer. I think everybody from our DB class transferred except for a few people. But then coming here, I needed a fresh start, and that's what I got. And the coach that was here left, and I got another coach. So I have 4 coaches in the 2 years I've been playing college football, and I probably had one genuine relationship with a coach, and he left. So now my mind kind of going everywhere in this, and mentally that whole time it's taking a toll on me. The baggage that I've carried from my last school over here, and I kind of feel like I landed in the same spot, almost not with the same people, but a few different things. But mentally, I feel like I was ready to be done. I feel like God was telling me it's time to start a new chapter and kind of turn it over in my life, and that's what I did. It was hard though, like you said. I've been playing since first grade, and everybody know me as a football player and stuff like that. But it was definitely tough, and I went through a lot of low mental health points when I was at my last school, which is why I needed a fresh start. It wasn't just because of football. Like even when I was in the portal, I had coaches talking to me, then they stopped talking to me the next day or whatever, and the coach, some of the players from my school were even saying the coach, he was saying, this is after I entered transfer portal, he was saying he was gonna tell coaches not to take me out to like get me and stuff like that, and he was gonna put in a bad word for me basically. So I just been through a lot of stuff with the football side that I was ready to kind of put to bed, and it was something that needed to be done. So now I'm happier than ever. I'm doing what I love, starting a podcast, and I'm also running track again. So that's what I did in high school, so I'm doing now.
Okay.
Finish out college the right way.
That's What dive more into the because you said you had some low points in the mental aspect. What was the low points? What would you tell yourself? Like, I know because your mental is the strongest thing you have, and if your perspective and your mental is not right, then nothing you have going on, the energy that you receive is not gonna be conducive.
No, yeah, and I kind of felt bad after the fact, like when I got out of that low place, because like my friends that I was on the phone with, you could just tell by my voice, and I was like that almost every day for like at least 2 months, and I was just depressed like every single day. I don't even want to know if I want to use the word depressed, because it's some people that be going through a lot worse things than I did. But I would just say I was at a really low point, but luckily I had that support system around me to like bring me up and kind of put me in that position. And I was praying every day and praying that my heart would change. Like and the university even has you write like a letter of why you wanted to transfer. And I included in that letter that like how I was treated at the moment and whatever. But at the end of that letter, I wrote that I pray many blessings come his way. I feel like I have nothing against that coach though, because I don't think he really knew. Yeah, he's a grown man, but I don't think he really knew what he was doing was affecting me. And I actually ended up seeing him when I went to go visit my school in the spring at the spring game. He acted like nothing happened. It was cool. I dapped him up. He asked me, he was like, "How's Tiffany?" Blah, blah. Great.
Man, he's better than me, bro. He's better than me.
So like I prayed for him. I was at peace with it. I'm at peace with it now. Yeah, of course, everybody got league dreams. I wanted to go to the league. Now I'm doing something different. I still want to be surrounded by an organization or something like that. But at the end of the day, I still want to be happy. And I feel like stepping away from football, I wasn't sad playing it, but it's made me happier. And that's probably the biggest thing for me right now. Especially at a young age. I'm not trying to be sad, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be
nobody
sad.
trying to be sad. Nah, no cap. So, coming from football, and now you're doing podcasts, running track, what would you say your new dreams would be?
To go far as possible. That's what I'm doing right now. And I don't want to dream, like look at the bigger picture so much of what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to focus on being consistent, getting good content out to the people that's watching. Like right now, I might not have the most subscribers, but I got people that's viewing and watching. I appreciate every single one of those people. I think also the biggest thing that I'm learning right now with the podcast and everything is that looking at what other people got can steal your joy. I just started this and I feel like I'm doing well for myself, and I'm not doing this, but for example, if I did, I'm looking at, he got 100K views or this and that. My first episode, I got 200 views. Imagine if 200 people was outside your house listening to you talk. That's how I look at it. So yeah. I feel like the position I'm in right now is definitely a blessing, because I get to share my thoughts and have great guests on and stuff to talk about real things that everybody goes through. So yeah, I feel like that was a good question. Good job. I feel like that's the biggest thing that I'm just trying to stay consistent right now, and I know that consistency ties into everything, especially with you and football. You work, you grind every day as much as possible. I know you pride yourself on being a technician. That's what me and Weave talked about. If you haven't watched it now, go watch episode 5. But that's what me and Weave talked about last episode, of how you're a technician in your craft, and y'all have 2 different games, but you always make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do every day.
That's one thing. It's definitely gonna be a hard worker for sure. I feel like if you really, really want to do something, you really want to be somebody, that's all it's gonna take. Be intentional with your actions. Be intentional with the work you put in, and the work gonna show. No matter if somebody say you ain't gonna do something, no matter if somebody stop you from doing something, nobody can stop what God has for you. And my mom instilled that in me since I was young, and I truly believe that, like, nobody can stop it. Nobody.
And seeing people from Tiffin, I know I never got to meet him, but like Kevin Hyde, Slippery Rock, he's looking at the draft and stuff now. Do you feel like that inspires you and motivates you?
Definitely. So when I came up here freshman year, Tyler Richardson, he was up here, and Kevin Hyde was up here, and they was the top dudes. And so watching them every day and seeing how hard they worked, like, it was crazy because I thought I worked hard, but they work hard. Like, I'm like, right now, Caleb is in Chicago. He's doing combine training at TY. He's in Florida at the Hula Bowl, and I'm calling him every day, seeing different techniques, seeing different things they do, and it's like, bro, like, it gives me so much motivation because it's like their dreams is about to come true, and when you see somebody's dreams coming true, it just gives you joy.
Especially when you got those same dreams. Like,
you feel me? Like, it's like, if you can do it, I can do it. And like, they really about to do it. So it's like I can't just, like, every time I call them, I be smiling. I be so happy, bro. Cause it's like, bro, like, sometimes I don't even know what to say. It's just be like, bro, you really about to make your dream true. And once you do it, it's a way that you can do it and I can do it. Like, cause growing up, bro, I don't know about y'all, but in Cincy, it wasn't really that many people that went into the league like that. Or people that I knew or actually saw go into the league.
Right.
And like train with them or anything like that. So it was like a dream that I had, but it's never been, it was always like, oh, I gotta do this myself, but I don't know what to do.
Right.
So, I mean, now it's like, when I train with them, they're showing me the blueprint of how things should go, how things are ran, what NFL scouts are looking for, what NFL combine stuff is going to be like, how you actually put your foot down when you cut. Like, it's little stuff that they help me with. So shout out to them because they definitely showed me some stuff, and it's like,
and I feel like that's huge. That's how like how that motivates you. And I know I talk about this all the time, but it's a huge thing for me. Like, seeing your friends win should make you more excited than anything, because especially if you got those same dreams like you next, and now that they win it, they can help you win and you helping them, and it's like y'all bouncing off each other, like on the way to the top, basically.
It's wild. I saw something on Twitter. It was like, why would I be the only one when the bill come out? Why would I be the only one that want to pay for it? Why when my friend got the same amount of money as me,
right?
He went in too. Why can't he pay for it too?
Right.
If that makes sense. If
not that read.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be the only dude that's winning. If I'm the only dude that's winning, there's something wrong.
No, that's facts, because you got those people around you. That means you're not pulling them up. That you might got all the game, but you're not giving it out to them.
Or they just trying to be leeches.
Yeah, can't have no leeches.
Can't have no leeches.
If
you ain't trying to do that with your life, it's over with.
Yeah, you don't even got to be on the same path. Just do something. And if you don't know what you want to do, ask around or see what somebody else got going on. Maybe you could do this. Like, any little thing can kind of spark your
literally
what you want to do.
Literally.
Like, the reason I started this podcast, my cousin Randy, he does the broadcast. He done like the Kent State games, Bowling Green games, ESPN. Like, he's been on the news and stuff like that. And that's something I've always wanted to do. Like, at my last school, I did sports broadcasting, and currently here at Tiffin, I'm not really able to do it how I did at my last school. So this is giving me that outlet to kind of speak my mind, even, and still talking about sports at the same time. It might not be in that game setting or whatever, but
it's definitely gonna be in the game setting in the future. Though.
No, yeah, definitely
speaking into existence.
Definitely, and he kind of gave me the blueprint and map out like what I should be doing to get myself noticed and to help myself in the future. And then shout out to Randy though. That's somebody who definitely helped me. I think I was just driving. It was like 2 a.m. I had a thought like, oh, I want to do this, or I want to have this name. I was thinking of different ideas. I'm just driving, and I feel like that was also God telling me what I could also, the other avenues I could be taking other than football at the same time, because there's so many different things that you could be doing, and like after you maybe put one dream down, you pick up another. Like you don't got to be stuck on the same thing all the time. You can have different ways you want to go in life, because it's not always gonna be about one thing. This football not gonna last forever. The podcast is not gonna last forever, but life's still gonna go on. But I'm gonna still be doing something big at the end of the day. That's the goal.
Oh, so this is kind of on another direction, but it is what you was talking about. So I heard you say God was telling you like different avenues. This could be a different avenue. Mm-hmm. I know one thing I struggle with is actually I pray, ask God to hear His voice, mm-hmm. And I'll hear it, right? Mm-hmm. I'll be like, nah, that ain't what you want me to do. Yeah. Like, how do you actually hear Him and know, like, and actually trust Him and know for certain, like, this is what I'm gonna do?
I feel like the more that you get in your word every day, I started doing that since the new year. Regardless of where I have to be, I get up at 7. I read my Bible. I make sure that's the first thing I do, and I feel like that kind of helped me hear Him more throughout the day, because I'm starting my day off right. And that's probably the only reason, because you could ask for God to speak to you. He might not speak to you directly, but He'll speak to you through somebody else. Like I said, my cousin Randy came to me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm praying for something to happen, and he spoke that to me, and now I'm going in this direction now. So it might not even be through directly through God or through the Bible, whatever. He has people speak to you, I feel like. So
Maybe my problem is somebody will say something and I know that's God, and mm-hmm. then I'll be like, nah, He perfect, mm-hmm. or like, nah, that's just Him. Yeah. And they'll be like, bro, like, listen to what He said, because what He said is true.
And when you listen to it and you feel like you know kind of that's what you're supposed to be doing, like you gotta do it then. I mean, whatever's supposed to happen will happen regardless, but you don't want to delay your blessing at the same time. Because I feel like a lot of people with the procrastinating and everything like that, you get to question, like, why isn't this happening? It's not happening because of you. We could put so many why this and why that.
That's a clip right there.
we could put so many why this not happening to me, or why this or why now. It's because you didn't do it when you were supposed to. So now this gotta happen in order for what was supposed to happen now.
We gonna let that sit right there.
Yeah. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. 365 Podcast, Caleb Streat. Appreciate you for coming on the show, man. Definitely want to have you on again. Everybody stay tuned next week, episode 6. We out.
It's not happening because of you. Remember that.